I feel like this team is getting better every year. I feel like this has been Pastor Zinni's main focus, this team in general. Teams before have been really good, but we were all younger. And I feel like this year, we always say the best is yet to come, and I feel like for this group, it's come. It's time. Um, we improve every week, and, we're still knocking the rust off a little bit. We lost by one against Neville, mainly because we had a lot of guys falling out. We had some, sorry, we had some things that we should have done a little better. But all in all, it was a good game last night against Mansfield. They're not the best team. They fought really good, and it was an honor to play against them. And I want to make that very clear. I never talk bad about any other team. But they just weren't the same as us. And if we had done our job better, it would have been 90-0. And that's not anything bad against them. It's just we should have played better. But we're working it out. Next week against Westgate, New Iberia is going to be a battle, especially on the offensive line front. And we're ready for it. I think it's going to be everybody's probably expecting them to win. That's just not going to happen. I think we're going to upset, big upset against them. And as it goes on, as the season goes on, I feel like we're just going to keep getting better, climbing that mountain, and it's going to lead to a state championship.
Talk me through your development a little bit the last few years, too. You're a guy that I think was kind of under the radar for a lot of your high school career, and then last summer people started to figure out what you brought to the table, and it seems like you just continue to develop that much more as a young lineman. What has that process looked like for you? How have you felt to see some things fall into place, college offers and all those things? And what are your kind of continued big strides this year as you try and get yourself to a next level?
Well, let me just first and foremost say it has zero to do with me. To God be the glory in everything I do. God has led me to this part in my life, and I 100% believe this is all because of Him. I couldn't be anywhere in my life without God. I mean, the whole reason I came to Evangel was, some would call it a coincidence. I mean, it was God. God destined me to be here. He destined me to be with Baylor. Every part of my development, every time I get better, I give the glory to Him because I couldn't do it without Him. Also, to my parents, I couldn't do it without them either. And I really, if that's not the answer you're looking for, I know that sucks, but it has nothing to do with me. I mean, I've been doing the same thing I've been doing since I was 7 years old. I just hit people really hard. And by the grace of God, I just happen to get better at it. But I couldn't get better at it without my parents, especially the coaches at Baylor. I want to give a big shout out to them, Coach Mateos, Coach Eric Grimes, Coach Eric Mateos and Coach Grimes, and Dave Aranda. I owe the world to them. They're so helpful with my development. They text me and tell me things I can get better on, and they're so amazing, so encouraging. So every part of my development has everything to do with the people in my life and nothing to do with me.
My next question was going to be to ask you about that relationship with Coach Grimes and company out there in Waco, and it sounds like it's pretty consistent, and you're feeling very loved and supported with that relationship. What have been some of the things that they've told you about when you mentioned they have little tidbits or whatever, you could work on this or that to be prepared? What's some of that football side in terms of what they feel like you can be working on and what they see for you when you get to them?
So, yes, sir. First and foremost, I just want to say I'm 100% locked into Baylor. They are my family. And I know it's been only a short time, but I feel such a connection to them. Their person over player mentality, the whole culture over there, it's amazing. And I felt welcomed right away. And they've been with me through a lot in my life. They were very encouraging, with things that happened in my life with my mom and things like that. And so they're 100% in my heart always. They're my family, and they're so helpful. What you said about, what they tell me I could get better on, well, they definitely say I could finish the play a little better, which is true. I could. Anything they say is pretty true. Yeah, I think they know what they're talking about. Yeah, it's like their job or something. I'm not entirely sure. But finish the play, come off the line with a little more intensity, know my assignments a little better. Coach Mateo said the other day he thinks I'm closing my eyes when I hit people, which I trust him 100%, because it's a natural instinct to flinch and close your eyes. But, I'm working on that. Definitely did better last night. And so I'm just keep climbing that mountain. Anything they tell me to do. Honestly, I text them after every game, and yeah, they make me feel so welcome. They, like when we lost against Neville, I went to the Baylor Texas State game that Saturday, and everybody was shaking my hand like, tough loss against. They all watched the film, all of them, and they have a full-time job. I barely watched the whole film, and so. They're always watching me, telling me how I can get better. And each week, I text him right before the game. I text Coach Mateus. I tell him, what he's told me, like on Monday to get better at. On Friday, I text him. I say, I'm focusing on this. I'm focusing on that. Whatever you told me to focus on, I'm focusing on this, that, and, the other. And it's so helpful. Especially the coaches here. They're also very helpful, too, with the things they, tell me to do and stuff like that. So, yeah.
They have a quarterback out there right now that's pretty familiar with this place in Blake. How much have you had a chance to chat with him and kind of either pick his brain or hear from him about what's been special for him about being at Baylor?
100%. So I don't talk to Blake Shapen much. He was here before my time. He's a really amazing Christian guy. I give him all the support in the world. Every time I'm there, and I really wish I could talk to him, but he's the quarterback of Baylor. Come on. Yeah. But when I went on my official visit, they had interviews with the players, and he was one of them. And just hearing his perspective on Baylor, and he talked about coming from Evangel, really, really influential. And I can't wait to get there and talk to him. I mean, if we were to see each other, he knows me. He's been out here before. We've seen each other, but we don't have like phone numbers or anything. But he's a really cool guy. He's an awesome guy. He works hard, and he's a really nice Christian guy. So.